Anthony on Air podcast. We are back for another episode. Plenty to talk about. Brought to you by our good pals over at the Hero Soap Company. If you need some great soap in your life, grab a bar of this. Link in the description below. You buy a bar, they send a bar over to the troops. Everybody okay over there?
I don't know what the hell that was. Can't blame my sink thing.
Possum back in the house?
A bunch of stuff just fell in the sink.
Oh no, did the sink thing not work out? Is it?
Sink thing hasn't moved.
Okay. All right. We'll investigate.
What the hell that was.
We'll investigate. All right, here's what's on the show tonight. As you can see, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we got our whole leaderboard up there. Bruce Springsteen, he pled guilty to a charge related to that DUI thing. Frasier, back in the news. Governor Cuomo, his cancellation continues. Got some sexual harassment stuff to get into there. Speaking of which, Ghislaine Maxwell back in the news. So we'll touch on the latest with her. Postal truck, post office unveiling some new postal trucks. We'll get into that. GameStop making a comeback. The NBA logo is a topic of discussion amongst NBA players. We'll take it on as well. And we have a surprise for everybody at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Government dropped drunken driving and reckless driving charges against Bruce Springsteen earlier today, stemming from an incident back in November, admitting that the rocker's blood alcohol level was so low that it didn't warrant the charges. Springsteen did plead guilty, however, to a third charge, consuming alcohol in a closed area, the Gateway National Recreation Area, better known as Sandy Hook. It is an Atlantic Ocean peninsula with views of New York City, New Jersey, and Staten Island. Facing a judge and more than 100 onlookers in a video conference, Springsteen sat next to lawyer Mitchell Ansel and admitted he was aware it was illegal to consume alcohol in the park. Springsteen said, and I quote, "I had 2 small shots of tequila." The case was heard in federal court because the park is considered federal land. U.S. Magistrate Anthony Matuni fined Springsteen $500 for the offense, plus $40 in court fees.
Easy.
Should we start a GoFundMe to cover Bruce's thing?
Bleed him dry.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to recover.
Yeah. So I guess as it turns out, now the legal limit for being considered drunk is 0.08. Supposedly he had a 0.02. All
right. He's also Bruce Springsteen. He's the king of New Jersey. Malone. Yeah. He should be allowed to be in closed place. If a place is closed, he should have like one of those keys you see in the movies that opens every door.
Yes.
The skeleton key.
He should have that key, the master key, the key to the city, the key to the state. He should have.
Right.
Do we give away keys to the state? Always a city. Never. Do we have?
I think it's just the city. I don't think there are state keys.
I'd like to get a state key. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like that's an honor I deserve.
It's a big get.
I think I'm there. The podcast is doing well.
The whole state?
Get Governor Cuomo's soon-to-be replacement on the phone. Let's see if we can't get this in motion here for New York.
Hey. See how that all shakes out.
Who's the deputy governor? I want to get on that person's good side right away because I think they're going to be in the big chair pretty soon.
A lot of people moving up.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think so. And he had just taken 2 shots. So I wonder if that would be the reason for the high, even getting to 0.02 to begin with,
Like he took it and then like 2 seconds later he was pulled over.
Yeah, I think it was relatively quick from what I understand. I mean, it's kind
of. I don't
of
know if that would even register.
Yeah, I guess. Who knows?
On a breathalyzer it should, but on a blood thing, I don't know how they even... How do they check that? It's just through your breath, right?
It's just through your breath, yeah.
They could check your blood alcohol level through your breath.
Yeah, you blow a point, whatever.
Right.
But it's all very strange, though, isn't it? Like, again, usually the guy gets away with murder in the state. Like, he can do no harm. I'm starting to... I don't want to be a conspiracy theory guy here, Frankie C., but
there we go. If we had a dime for every time you said that...
I know.
Launched into a conspiracy theory.
I have been saying it a lot more lately than usual, but I feel like maybe this is somebody with an axe to grind or perhaps...
Nothing happened. $500. Big deal.
No, I'm saying the reason that he got the ticket at all in the first place. Yeah, I think...
That cop is now like... Probably all his the people on the force with him are probably like, "You dick,
yeah,
you pull over Bruce Springsteen."
I know. He should be getting a little bit of the business from his fellow
little
cops.
bit, a little razzing.
A little bit.
Nothing serious.
Here's my two theories. One, the cop is either a staunch Republican and does not like Bruce Springsteen's support of the Democratic Party, or two, the cop is a staunch Billy Joel fan and is really taking the New York versus New Jersey thing to heart.
Did they ever? They should do a tour together. Did they ever do a tour together?
They did. They did. I have a copy of New York State of Mind that they're both on.
So they're both on there. Okay.
I don't know whose show. I don't know who visited who, but it was one show and the other one was on. It was a great. It was. It's funny because at EHM, I let a little cat out of the bag. All my. If you listen to me on the radio, I'll give you a little something. They hated Billy Joel over there at EHM
in Jersey. Oh, in EHM?
No, at the station. We were technically really not allowed to play Billy Joel. And I always loved Billy Joel. And I would that was the one track I would sneak on from time to time just to get some Billy on. I would play New York State of Mind with Bruce Springsteen because it was technically okay because it was Bruce.
How could you be a radio station in Eastern Long Island?
Yeah.
And not play Billy Joel?
Well, because for those who don't know, the station that I was on is like this uber hip, like Brooklyn indie band. Like it's like Dylan and the Beatles and that kind of thing, but it's also
throw some classic Billy on there.
But it was like they did if it was classic, it was like Neil Young or, like I said,
I think
Bob Dylan. The thing with Billy was he was too pop. He was too pop.
Yeah, but you go deep with those tracks. You don't have to play Piano Man.
Oh, I know, like Zanzibar or Allentown, kind of a big hit, but kind of like one of his lesser known bigger hits. There's some good deep catalog Billy Joel stuff.
Hell yeah.
There. Yeah. No, I agree. It was that one kind of thing where it was like, yeah, they never were like, you're not allowed to play this, but it was like, yeah, we don't play Billy Joel. And people would call up for it all the time because the guy was out here forever.
The guy freaking lives next door. Play his songs.
Yes. Yeah. Like I never ran into him, but you would hear every 5 seconds, like, oh, I just ran into
popped
Billy
into
Joel.
This place and started playing.
All the time.
And
he was probably
town, baby.
He probably listened to the station because a lot of the celebs that were out there listened to that station.
Yeah, and he's probably like, these bastards never play my music.
Yeah, I know. That's what I used to think too. Like, he's got to be upset. Or do you think he was like, "Oh, this is refreshing. I don't have to hear myself all the time." I think after a while it would be like, "All right, not that I need to hear myself all the time, but you could throw a track in every now and then."
I think up in my head I'd be like, "Do you know who I am?" I'd probably never say that to anybody ever.
Yeah.
But in my head I'd be thinking, "I'm Billy friggin' Joel. Play my music."
I mean, seriously. And people would ask for it. That was always heartbreaking to me. People would call and ask for it, and I'd be like, "Yeah,
yeah." It's probably like the one of the few that people would ask that you didn't play.
Yes, and it would break my heart, and it would come down to how much do I want to get yelled at for this today? Like, what other trouble am I in? Can I swing this right now? I
don't get it. Should have played it more.
Radio. I never. Damn it! Forgot the stupid arrow. There you go.
Oh, put the arrow. Okay, we've been talking. For those just joining us, we've been talking about Bruce for a good 10 minutes now.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dr. Frasier Crane. Speaking of radio, Frank reminded me. Frank, by the way, the foremost expert on '90s television.
Frasier is up there, man. One of my favorites, next to Seinfeld and Simpsons. Frasier.
That's a pretty big company you're talking about right now. That's a high honor.
It's a great show, classic. I mean, it's one of those shows you could watch anytime. It aged well.
I mean, the two other shows you named, one of them is actually still in production, and the other one is considered the greatest sitcom of all time.
True.
So that's pretty...
I'd put Frasier, in my mind, I know a lot of people don't think this, but I would put Frasier above Friends. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to face some backlash for that, my man.
I'm sorry, but when you talk about watchability in today's, like nowadays, I can't sit down and watch Friends anymore.
Really?
It just doesn't hit for me. When it was first coming out, yeah, it was great. But I watch it now, it's like, can I be anymore? It's like, oh, Jesus, I can't. It just does. It didn't age well for me.
Listen, You keep talking, my friend, because I'm sick and tired of people hearing people say how great you are on this show. I've had enough. So you keep on bashing the most beloved show of all time. Go ahead.
First of all, it was, and I enjoyed watching it.
You're losing
at the time.
You're losing all your. I hope you're losing all your fan base, all the Frankie C love going away.
It's still a good show, but it's not what it was when it was on. It wasn't like it's so much. It was dated. It's dated. That's that period.
Ouch. What are you gonna do? Take a shot at the haircuts? That's
not an insult.
You can take a shot at the haircuts next. It was very
indicative of the time that it was made. That's all.
All right. Listen, I'm tired of being the guy who always takes the not so popular side. I'm happy that you're doing this. How does it feel to be on that end of the whole thing?
Feel pretty good, I gotta tell you. You know what I mean to say? I'm just giving you my opinion. That's what it is. I still think it's a great show. You know, revolutionary show. It was the best thing going in the 90s, amongst other shows. But it's just, nowadays, it's just, it's like they're making references to things that are the 90s, man. It's all 90s.
I mean, there's a lot of shows I haven't caught up to. That's one of, I never really went back to that one. And you know what's interesting about Friends? Second most popular show on Netflix when it was on, right behind The Office. So,
okay.
And The Office I would watch nonstop when it was on Netflix, but that was one of the two biggest hits that Netflix took was The Office and Friends leaving.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a good show, and I can see, people watching it still today. But for me, I'm just saying, for me,
I get it. Screw those Friends fans. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't deserve to live. I get what you're saying, man. I understand.
I hope everybody recognizes where these words are coming from.
Well,
I'm interpreting. I've never said screw anybody.
I'm interpreting for the audience what you're.
Okay, that's always safe.
Frasier.
What about Frasier?
I hate to break your heart here, Frank, but it's my understanding that when Frasier makes its return, it will not include David Hyde Pierce.
Well, then there's just no point in doing the show.
Is that right? Are you taking a stand? Boycott?
I mean, yeah, Frasier's great and probably the best character on the show, but Niles is, 50% of that show. He was great. I don't know why they would do it without him. Is it his choice or they just wrote him out somehow?
I'm not sure because Frasier is trending on Twitter and then also David Hyde Pierce is trending. And let me just confirm this.
I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't do it. I feel like I've seen interviews where David Hyde Pierce was like, if they bring it back, yeah, I'd be into that. But maybe he saw the premise and it didn't match up to what he thought it would be. Because when the way Frasier ended, spoiler alert.
Oh, no.
No? It ended in,
I don't remember how it ended. What if I want to get back in? Did David Hyde Pierce die? No.
He did not.
Frasier died. They all died.
Everybody's dead. Do you want me to say how the sitcom ended?
I don't even remember how Friends ended.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends lost me when
everybody slept with each other.
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
Who was it? Joey was sleeping with Rachel, and then they didn't know whose the kid was. And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like Joey slept with all three of them.
Did he?
At one point. I don't know. Maybe not Monica, but I have no idea. And Chandler definitely with Monica, probably with someone, I don't know.
All right, here it is.
Friends, but they were all kind of sleeping with each other too.
Yeah, his friends more like orgy. You know what I'm saying?
Boom. What do you got?
Let's see here. The series also starred David Hyde Pierce, Jan Leaves, and Perry Gilpin, none of whom are currently attached to the revival.
Well, that is ridiculous.
And John Mahoney, who played Martin
died.
Crane, he passed away in 2018.
And he was fantastic on that show.
I love that guy. There's nothing that he is in that I don't completely love.
He was great.
He was the dad.
I only know a few things he was in.
He was the dad in Brothers McMullen. He was fantastic. He was
in Moonstruck.
He was in Moonstruck. He was also in American President.
Anything. American President, yes.
He was the guy, Sidney Ellen Wade's boss. Awesome role.
He was in Say Anything.
Yes. Yeah, with Cusack.
Right.
I forgot what he played in that. What was he? One of the
He
dads?
was the father of, I think, her father.
He was a typecast guy. Like he was
He was
probably
a dad and everything.
he was just dad in everything. He was just one of those
But he was
guys
great.
that hit 40 and looked like a dad any age from 40 to 95. That was
just the white hair.
Yeah.
Just throw him in a plaid shirt and that's it.
That was it.
But he was great.
Yeah, just like when he was on the screen, you just felt great about anything that was happening, and he always had like a nice role too.
You kind of wanted to like hang out with him because he was like a cool guy. Drank beers, went to the bar, hung out, and he, when Frasier and Niles were being, uptight and stuffed shirt and everything, he was like the cool guy.
I don't want to be an actor, but if you were like, Ant, you're going to be an actor, you could choose John Mahoney's career or Brad Pitt's career. I swear to God, I would take John Mahoney's career. Because he didn't probably have to deal with any of the BS. He probably made a nice little living, got to do some fun, got to do what he loved. And that was it,
Yeah, no, I agree. He didn't have to deal with tabloids and paparazzi. He just did his job, went home, and nobody bothered him, and it was great. And it was huge.
So those people are not attached. Do you think they become attached before this finally goes?
I hope so. I mean,
it's kind of tough because you got to think about this because they announced it today because the Paramount Network, Paramount Plus, whatever it's called. I love how we just get on to like Apple came up with the iPhone and then everything was this or that. I don't know who came up with Plus first, if it was Disney or Hulu or who it was, but one of them had Plus, and now they're all Plus.
Yeah. What? Why?
I don't know. It's either Plus or Go. HBO Go, and then it was Showtime Show Go, and there's some Goes in there. Is there
a list of these words we could just get rid of? Plus, Go.
It seems
now.
Crazy. Yeah, it seems crazy. Frasier Crane will
fix all this. Buying it. We're buying it. You don't have to dress it up with these stupid words.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was, Frank, is you got to think that they've been working on this for a while, and they would have probably gotten them into the fold before this announcement day came, if everything was going to be smooth sailing.
I would have hoped so. Maybe there's some weird contracting they're going over, but I would hope they get them back because, I mean, Kelsey Grammer's good, and I'm sure they'll bring on other people to, that he could play off of, whoever that might be. But I mean, if you want to bring back a little bit of the old Frasier magic, you gotta get David Hyde Pierce and Jan Leaves and Perry Gilpin.
Frank and I were talking about before we got on the rate because Frasier plays a radio psychiatrist, and we were talking about the fact that how in movies or TV shows you always get these radio stations that are get rattle off the list. You had it nailed.
You got a psychiatrist. Sports, gardening, food critic. It was like a mechanic show. It's just all these different. Every couple of hours, it would change to the next show.
Yeah,
kind of like TV,
Right, and you don't have that anymore. That station that was. I love the gardening thing because it was so true. There was always that gardening show.
It's like, who the hell is listening? What could you say for 3 hours about gardening?
I don't know. I don't know, but it was always hosted by this like sweet old Aunt May character, and
Oh, there was a story time show.
Yeah.
Like a kid's story time, and that I kind of miss that. I never experienced that kind of radio, but I wish that kind of radio existed, where there's just a new show, something different every day.
Yeah. WOR in the city used to be like that up until a few years ago, but they've since now it's. You're either a sports talk station or you're a conservative political talk station. There's not a lot in between.
I worked for an AM station here on Long Island, and I tried to bring back the old radio shows from the 50s.
I remember the 60s. This. Yeah.
And I don't understand. Everybody, I was behind it, and they were selling it, but I was the only one pushing this stupid thing. And I was like, this is classic stuff that nobody's using.
Yeah.
And it's free to use.
Yep.
Why aren't we airing more of this? It's an AM station, and it's like sitcoms. It's stories. It's thrillers, it's crime dramas, it's cartoon stuff. It was entertaining back then. And if you're driving home, you got a half-hour trip home, you listen to one of these things, and I thought it would be great. Then I left the station, and I fell apart.
Well, you know what's so interesting about that? You were talking about because they used to do serial programming. It was one story follows the next, and this was a long. What was 6 years ago? You were trying to do this.
Yeah, 6-7 years ago.
And what's really interesting about this, if I can give Frank credit for a second, not that I want to join the "Let's all be on Frank's team" gang that seems to be out there in the comments.
We're getting jackets soon. Sign up today.
But you fast forward a few years later, and one of the most popular podcasts ever is Serial, where they literally tell these, it's the same kind of premise. It's being reborn in podcasts.
The way they did them back then with the sound effects and the actors, and they actually had writers. They had staff, like 10 people writing, and every week they would come up with these stories, and they were not like BS stories. They were so cool. They were really well done.
Yeah. There's the only time you really get that anymore, and people, you may have this here on Long Island. We have a theater that does it. The Suffolk Theater does it every single year. They do what's the Christmas story with the George Banks there? The hell is that called? Every time a bell rings, the angel gets...
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. So they'll do It's a Wonderful Life. They'll do like a staged reading, but it's set up for like an old radio thing. So there's a guy in the back with a table, and he's doing all the sound effects. He's doing all the folio sounds. And they all dress up like old radio characters, and they do the play.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's a cool thing to do, and it's not exclusive to this. Like, I know other theaters across the country do it. So if you ever see one in your local playhouse, go see it, because it's a fun little thing to be a part of.
Yeah, the way they used to do it, and they used to have like legit actors doing this stuff, like people you'd see in movies.
Yeah,
doing these radio shows. It was and they're entertaining.
But it's interesting too, because the radio, that fictitious radio station, like I think of the movie Talk Radio with Eric Bogosian. That was the radio station he worked at. He was like the eccentric guy who came on after the gardening guy. In City Slickers, Billy Crystal was an ad sales guy at a radio station, and it was that kind of a radio station.
Yeah, I know. Hey, if you want to get a good idea of what I was talking about with the radio shows, Frasier, there's an episode called Ham Radio. It's one of the later seasons where all of the people on the radio, him, Roz, a couple other people, they all act out one of those old-time radio shows on the air. And it's probably one of my favorite episodes. And it's classic, and everything falls apart, and it's great. But take a look at that. It's great. If you want to get into Frasier, that's a good one to start with.
I feel like, to me, like every sitcom has that episode, and to me, that's the I Love Lucy chocolate episode, where you try and do the thing that's a little different from your ordinary thing, and then it all falls apart. It's just classic I Love Lucy.
You know what was weird that I thought was, I noticed this, and I don't know what the hell it was, but in the 90s, almost every sitcom did that episode where someone lost at pool, and they had to bring in the person, like billiards, and they had to bring in the person who you'd never think would be good at billiards to come in and save the day. What the hell was that? Every sitcom did that episode.
I remember the Fresh Prince version of that.
Fresh Prince did that. Frasier, they had that.
Yeah.
I think there was a few others. I feel like Perfect Strangers or something. There was a bunch of them that did that episode, and it was, it was good. It was funny, but
everybody was doing this. Yeah. It's one of those weird things that like a one person, because you get in those writer rooms and you're like, I don't know, let's do that pool episode, I guess.
Yeah. Have we gotten to that? We ran out of shit. All right. Pool episode.
It was like how they had those. It's like how those Let's Swap Bodies movies came out all around the same. There was like 4 of them that came out together at the same time.
Do you think anybody like nowadays goes body swapping and goes, yeah, brilliant?
Like
instead of they did that a million times already?
No, I'm sure there's somebody. I'm sure since the last body swapping movie came out, that has been pitched 400 times. And I'm also sure that for no rhyme or reason, it will slide through and start to be made one more time, again, for absolutely zero rhyme or reason.
Well, you know who? There was one that just came out. It was like a Vince Vaughn one where he's like a serial killer.
Yes.
And he swaps bodies with like a teenager or something.
Yes. You're right. That was.
They're never going to stop making that movie.
No. And exactly, like I said, there's going to be no rhyme or reason, and one's just gonna absolutely go off. Is your hair ready? Are you done? You seem to be in a last minute panic adjustment there, J Sabs. All right, J Sabs joining us just in time for the sexual harassment portion of the program here, which is good.
No, really? Do you really have a... Okay, good, because I have a really good story.
Oh, good.
Of course.
All right, let's set everybody up, and then we'll get into Janine's story.
No, of course.
A former aide to Governor Cuomo said the governor subjected her to pervasive harassment. Let's get a... Can you look that up for me? What does pervasive mean? It's the first time.
Are you talking about this because I sent this link to everyone?
No, I had this just before I sent it.
This was kind of a big story.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of the top trending story.
Kind of. No, I know. That's why I...
She said during her years for working for Governor Cuomo, numerous inappropriate comments were made to her in front of other people and a kiss on the lips while they were alone.
There was no tongue. It's okay.
Wait, what is it?
Is he going to go with the Italian argument? Oh, that's how that's how we talk. We say goodbye, we kiss on the lips. Exactly.
Okay. No, it's an especially something or other. I don't know.
Okay, so let's hear the rest of this. I can't wait.
It is an especially unwelcome influence or effect. That's what pervasive means. Okay. Or physical effect. Okay. That's the Isn't that harassment too? I don't know. Seems like a double thing.
Sounds like it.
Lindsey Boylan tweeted, "Today I am telling my story. I never planned to share the details of my experience working in the Cuomo administration, but I am doing so now in hopes that it may make it easier for others to speak their own truth." The former aide said that Cuomo told her on one occasion, "Let's play strip poker." Now, as far as creepiness goes, let's play strip poker for me is really high on the list of creeptasticness.
That's creepy.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's creepy. I'm not like being like funny now. I don't think that's creepy. I think that's corny.
Yeah,
I don't think it's creepy.
Here's why I'm with you on that, but here's why I think it's the creepiest because
it's him.
No, because it comes from I'm trying to be so innocent place. Like, oh, let's play some strip poker. When it's like it's the dirtiest, cleanest version of like flirtation that you can have, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judging by your blank stares, it doesn't.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a stupid phrase, though. It's like
right. I agree with you. Isn't it so stupid? Like it's so
stupid.
corny. This is in 1935.
Yeah, it's let's play strip poker is the equivalent of I don't know. I don't even know. I got nothing.
When did she work for him? Because if it was early 90s, maybe that's acceptable to say then, like not be so corny.
Yeah,
I don't. How did it come up? Just out of nowhere? Just so I got these files. Yeah, hey, let's play strip poker. What was the context?
I don't know.
It was not good, but
she wrote a whole big article on Medium. She apparently is running for Manhattan Borough President in New York City. She worked for the Cuomo administration. Here you go, between 2015 and 2018. So well past your time frame.
That is fairly recent.
That is like now the corny meter has gone off. Like it's like.
Yep. She was a deputy secretary for economic development. She tweeted in December that Cuomo had sexually harassed her for years, a charge the three-term Democratic governor denied as just not true, but did not get into specifics at the time. In the Medium essay, Boylan said her problems began after her first encounter with the governor at an event in Manhattan in January 2016. My boss soon informed me that the governor had a crush on me, said Boylan. Also creepy to tell somebody's boss, hey, give them the heads up. Some harassment's going to start coming their way because I got a crush on them. Like, that's creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
Yeah. I don't love that. As time went on, she wrote, she complained to friends that Cuomo would go out of his way to touch me on my lower back, arms, and legs.
What? Legs. Yeah. I guess like if they're sitting and he's like, you know.
I mean, I don't know. That's weird.
It's like a hand on, I would
legs
guess.
Is especially weird.
Yeah, hand on the knee or something like that, or, you know.
The back, you know, if you're walking and you have to lead some, maybe, but depends on how, and I don't know. That's bad.
See, I'm especially annoyed by, not only because we're alumni of the same high school, but I'm especially annoyed by this because I feel like he's giving Italians a bad name. Because we tend to be with the hugging and the kissing, and we get that touchy.
We talk with our hands. Oh, hey, about a thing.
Oh, hello.
We got that touchy-feely reputation, and he's making us out to be worse than we actually are right here. I don't care for that at all.
Yeah, that's not all Italians are that creepy.
Can I say that it's not surprising? I mean, it's just his demeanor. He comes off like, hey, honey, write this down. And while you're there, come over here and suck on it.
Really? All right, because maybe I'm blind. Really maybe I'm blinded by the pride of like he was like one of the top guys from our high school, so there was always a little bit of like, oh,
that's why
he made
get that idea out of your head. Forget that he went there. Forget that he went there. Look at you two.
Yeah, I mean, you went there. Come on.
No, really, like, it's no surprise that he's done this, and I'm sure other people are going to come out.
You think so? You think there's more people?
Oh, yeah.
It's rarely just one.
Right.
True.
You never hear that.
That's true.
But I have to mention my story.
Okay.
Bring it on.
If you're not done.
No, I mean there's more, but let's get into your story.
So
is this a Cuomo story or is this just a harassy story?
I wish.
Oh, okay.
With Mr. Nipple Rings.
Forgot about those.
This story still bothers me to this day.
Okay.
Like right now, I could feel my blood pressure rising.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So this is actually the opposite. Where I used to work, there was a woman who, my mom's age, and she had it out for me. She was very close to the person I worked for, a male.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I started working there, she didn't like that, like me. She didn't like how I am.
Okay.
She didn't like that I made this person laugh. But she was jealous of our relationship.
Sounds like a member of our audience. Go ahead.
And she but the weird thing is, like, she would spend holidays with him. And not with her family, but with him.
Okay, so there was like a jealousy factor that the...
So were they actually dating?
No. She was older than him. And no, it was just a very odd relationship.
Okay.
But, oh God, I am getting like so mad right now.
All right, well, tell us. Yeah, go ahead.
So one day, me and my boss were at a meeting and she calls him and he didn't want me to hear the conversation. I'm like, what happened? Nothing. I'm like, okay, just tell me. He's like, well, you may or may not have said something that bothered someone. So I said, okay, well, what did I say?
I'm already on this woman's side. Just the history of knowing you, I'm already on her side. Go ahead. Let's finish. See if you can win me back over.
So she would not tell him what I said and who got offended. Now, we're a small group.
Wait, I have to stop you. She wouldn't tell him what it was that you said?
She said something and it offended someone?
That's bullshit. Go ahead.
So he said, you have to tell me. And she said, no, I don't. I'm going to call the HR company that we use. We use like an outside HR company.
Okay.
Now my blood is boiling. Because I'm like, this woman, she has it out for me. And like, now she's going to get me in trouble for something. What did I say?
Mm-hmm.
Because like, not for nothing, everybody joked with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So she calls the HR company. They call my boss as I'm in the car with him. She tells my boss, I can't tell you what Janine said and who the person is. Now it's going into this whole big thing. I feel like I'm in high school again. And this is only 5 years ago. No, maybe 4 years ago. So it's not like it's whatever. So we get back to the office. She acts like, to me, nothing happened. He finally gets her to say what happened,
Mm-hmm.
who got offended. So apparently, then she calls him and tells him, no, you know what? I'm so sorry. The person was never offended. And I'm like, what? She's like, I misunderstood. He was just telling me as a joke. So he's like, well, you have to tell me.
So and then she called HR on that person's behalf thinking that she was offended.
Yeah. So now I am so livid. I'm embarrassed because I'm like, what did I say? Can you just find out? So finally, after begging, when I don't know, a FedEx guy dropped off a package.
Wait, yeah, was this? Do you find a FedEx guy?
Cue the music.
Did you find out hours later, or is this days later? Give us a timeline.
I want to say this is now 2 days.
Okay, wow. All right, so this is dragging on. Go ahead, FedEx guy.
All the while, she's acting like to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happened with FedEx guy?
So some guy in the warehouse told the warehouse manager, FedEx there's a big package in the back. And all I said was, that's what she said. And it turned into this whole big thing. Hold on. There's more. This is what really pissed me off. So, okay, the guy was not offended. And if he was a big pussy. Sorry.
Wow.
This turned into 2 weeks later, we had to have a sexual harassment training meeting because of me.
Way to go.
Okay.
This is an episode. I feel like this was an episode of The Office. He said that all the time, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
It was actually an episode.
And that's why it was a joke between me and my boss, because he said it way before I even started there. And when I started there, I would say it, not even just realizing, because I always say it. And then it was like a joke, whatever. So 2 weeks later, we had this.
They teed it up for you.
Really. Thank you, Frank. I was something that started out so small, turned into this huge, big thing.
That's what she said.
The morning of the meeting, I don't know if it was before or after, the woman comes up to me and she goes, this wasn't my fault, right? I never said anything. And I'm like, you just gave yourself up, you idiot. But the funny thing was, during the sexual harassment meeting, my boss kind of got into a fight with the HR lady.
Are you for real?
Fantastic.
Because one of the things was, and I don't know if you guys have gone through this recently, one of the things was that you can't repeatedly ask out one of your coworkers. So he said, why not? And she said, because it's sexual harassment. He's like, how is it sexual harassment? I'm just asking her out. And he
repeatedly,
would not,
though, is the key.
No, but he would not give up.
Wow.
And they were going at it So then I have to raise my hand.
Oh, of course.
And I'm like, so you mentioned some other parts of harassment that's non-sexual. Can we go further into that? Because I was talking about this woman because, I mean, it wasn't just that she did to me, but whatever. And I could feel her eyes burning into me. But everybody knew that the meeting was because of me. And I was so embarrassed. And I'm like, come on, people. But anyway, maybe this girl can't take a joke either.
Listen, I
feel like sometimes when it's a joke, everybody's got to be on the same page with the joke. I don't know. It's one of those, you had to be there and know. Well, it was just, I was livid because the guy was never offended. And for her to even, it just became this huge thing, this whole huge sexual harassment. It was 3 hours. The sexual harassment training. Well,
and everyone was like, thanks, Janine.
Every company has to do that like once a year anyway, right?
I think so,
well, yeah. They only did it once.
Okay. Well, they sound like a company that's following all the rules.
All the rules.
I feel like this is an appropriate time to let people know that you can buy the That's What She Said shirt in our merch store right now. On sale, link in the description.
If you support me, you'll buy this shirt.
There you go. Let's pick up a couple of those shirts for Janine and her therapy bill from this experience that she had to go through. Those are rough times.
Oh my God. I could feel my skin burning right now. That's how still mad I am.
Oh, I love it. You get that. Oh man, I know what you're feeling. Like when you tell that story, you just bring it all back. And you just
get down here.
I can't believe that was That's What She Said story. I didn't think it was going to be when you started it, and I was surprised when you got there at the end.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I was pleasantly
surprised. You were like
surprised.
Expecting some guy to pull out his junk and put it on my desk.
I was expecting.
I wish.
I wish.
Would you have considered that harassment?
No.
See, it all depends. It all depends. See, if that happens in a normal world with a normal person, someone would say that's sexual harassment. But with you, you'd be like, yeah, whip it out.
I was fully expecting Janine to be the one accused of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment.
I kind of was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. That's really true.
How long were you in that company? I'm surprised you made it that long.
You know what's weird? I was thinking about this the other day because I think about weird shit. I was thinking about how much I will never be sexual harassed ever. Like no one is ever going to sexually harass me. And it's not.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's not like I'm complaining, but it's like I think I could wind up in jail. Like there's a scenario, like no matter how outlandish it is, you could build a scenario where Anthony winds up in jail. Get cut off, road rage incident, it gets out of hand, you hit a guy, and then you're in jail. Like that scenario exists. There's no wide, crazy scenario where I get sexually harassed. It is just never, ever going to happen.
No, it's not.
Oh, God.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
It's like you said, every company does it like once a year, whatever. We only did that at one time. And it was because of me.
That's fantastic.
I was a sexual harasser. Okay.
Did they call you out and have you do like a hypothetical scene?
No, but you know what? That really bothers me. What? A form of sexual harassment is if, say, we all work together, like in a real setting. If I'm talking to you, Frank, talking about me boning my husband, and Anthony overhears, I could get fired for sexual, and I could get fired for sexual harassment. That is dumb.
It's weird. I don't know.
Don't listen to my conversation.
Stop yelling it at the top of your lungs.
That's what she said.
I boned my husband.
I feel like I feel we should make a shirt for Janine that says I'm the reason for this sexual harassment training.
That's funny.
Oh God. My good friend, he'll bring it up once in a while too. We used to work together. He'd be like, so thanks for that meeting, Janine. Thanks.
Was it at least fun? Like, was there pizza? Like, was it like on The Office
It was.
where
There was pizza.
they had to get pizza?
I ordered, you know.
There you go. See, I'm sure everybody was happy to get away from their desk for a little while.
Not for 3 hours though.
They get pizza.
And hear someone,
the
owner of the company fight with the HR woman for about half an hour, 40 minutes.
That's unbelievable to me. The fact that he couldn't understand that. Hey, after 2 times, I
can't just repeatedly annoy the shit out of
you. You ask once and you get a no, and you assume maybe fluke, maybe she really was busy, maybe this, maybe that. Okay, I can get along with that. But after you get that second no, it's time to close up shop.
I don't know. The guy's persistent. What if the guy's just persistent? You're like, all right, maybe he thinks that there's a chance.
There's no sexually harassing you, by the way.
Janine.
No, there isn't.
You're telling me that somebody who gets asked out on the 5th time is going to suddenly find an interest in a person?
You
wore me down.
You never know. Listen, I asked Gaetano out about 15 times before he said yes.
Are you for real?
So,
really?
But, okay, but hold on. But also, that was like when you were like 12. Okay, we're talking about full-on grown adults here.
I was going to say, did Screech sexually harass Lisa Turtle? He asked her out like every episode.
I would say.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, I would say Frank Screech would be brought up on charges at this point.
To be fair, though, they were in what? They were high school and they were kids. So.
Yeah.
No, but don't you agree that if 2 people are talking and talking about something and someone else overhears and it offends them, that those 2 people can get in trouble?
Here's my thought about sexual harassment. I agree that 90% of the time, 95% of the time, some of the things are completely ridiculous. The problem is there are weirdos, let's call them men. Let's be honest.
It's always men.
Or Janine.
Or Janine. Men and Janine who don't know how to act. And they have to put in all these things because these people literally will like put people in uncomfortable situations because of some of this shit.
It happens. Not as often as, like you said, some stuff is just ridiculous. Case in point, there's some men who believe that they'll get women to do anything to advance their position.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's literally a few bad apples that we have to have all these things in place now to protect people
it's
from.
It's not men all the time either. There's a few Janines out there.
True.
But
I've yet to run into one, to be honest with you, and I don't think I ever will. But go ahead.
We have
you haven't worked with me yet.
Right here. It's the original.
Go ahead. Finish your point. Finish what you were gonna say.
I just think that the laws around sexual harassment, a lot of them are just dumb. Like,
yeah. I don't think anybody thinks this is a crazy take that you have here, but I think that at the same time, you do run into people where you're kind of like, you see Tim over there? That is why we have these. This is why these rules are in place, because little Timmy over there can't handle shit.
Maybe they were scared because someone previously at the company said something to someone at a Christmas party, and I don't know if she was fired after that, but didn't tell anyone, and then she got money for it. Because could you prove that? Could you prove that? That's why Christmas parties are also dangerous.
I'm surprised we haven't outlawed the Christmas party yet. Like, there's literally nothing good. Like, companies must hate it because they have to pay for it. Employees hate it because they have to go. It's like, why do I want to spend more time with the people I work with going to a Christmas party?
Unless you have your Christmas party planned by J Sabs, because everyone loves my Christmas parties.
I liked my Christmas party
at work
before pandemic. Yeah, before the pandemic, we used to go in, and then we had a Christmas party. There was like shrimp and oysters and free drinks. That's what I went for. And yeah, the people were nice.
Yeah, someone.
Every now and then you get to go up to the boss.
Shelley in accounting had a fat ass.
Thanks for a great year. I never said anything like that.
Yeah, but see, I've worked with a couple people actually that have said things that are like I could remember in my head. I won't repeat this story, but I can remember being at an appearance, like everybody come see Ann. I'm going to be at this place, and somebody I work with saying something in front of the place that was paying me to be there.
Oh no.
And just in my head immediately going, oh God, there's my Monday morning. Like what came out of his mouth is basically going to take up my entire Monday, late morning, early afternoon.
Oh no.
And you just go,
what did he say?
I can't repeat it, but you just go, some people don't know. They don't have that. They don't have that thing that I feel like, again, 98% of people have. Like 98% of people, I feel like, could get along in the workplace and not be inappropriate or actually legit harass somebody. But because there's still that 2%, you got to have all these things in place.
I overheard a little bit of it. I was sitting at my desk one day. There was someone sitting near me, 2 people. I won't say where we were, what company it was, or where, whatever. But 2 people were talking. They were on the same kind of team. And the woman, I guess, was having trouble with something on the computer. And she asked the guy to help. And
that's what she said.
He came over and was helping. And he said something like, well, it's a good thing you're pretty. Like, and then, because he's like, you screwed this up kind of thing. And she was like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like she screwed something up. And he goes, it's a good thing you're pretty. Like, that's the only thing keeping you here.
I thought it was like a compliment. Like, oh, it's a good thing you're pretty or I wouldn't have helped you. That's how I
No. It's a good thing you're pretty. Because you wouldn't be able to get away with screwing this up unless you were pretty.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, see, that I've heard that a lot.
And she was like, whoa, she actually said out loud, I'm offended by that. That's ridiculous.
No,
like,
see now,
back.
That's just, get out of here. That's not even, that's like not offensive. I think he was joking.
He kind of was, but I don't know.
See, I wouldn't be like so offended at that.
Yeah, but you have an extraordinary sense of humor, though. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, these people,
obviously.
It wasn't like, if you knew them, like she was very shy and just did her work and whatever. And he came over and was like, oh, it's a good thing you're pretty, or else, and then he fixed it, whatever. And she was like, good thing I'm pretty. I know what I'm doing. I'm smart. I could do this.
Wait, he was IT?
I don't know.
Can't trust those IT guys.
I never said that to anyone.
It wasn't Gaetan.
Totally different story then.
I remember one time, this wasn't harassment, but it would definitely be a fireable offense today. But it actually worked out in my favor. I had a supervisor, I probably could say this, when I worked at the airport, I had a supervisor that rode my ass. He was out of all the supervisors.
Well, that's fireable if he did that.
No, shut up.
Exactly. That's sexual harassment.
Out of all the supervisors, he was the last one to become a supervisor. He was the youngest one, so he was kind of an asshole about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this office that the supervisors would use, and they could overlook the warehouse area. And he was in there, and I don't know if he saw me coming from the other direction, but I walked in to the office. Again, it's a tiny closet, so there's only room for like one person to see that. I walk in and he's got porn up on the screen. It was
that's fantastic.
Gross, but at the same time, he never bothered me ever again. So I was like,
you had something on him.
Nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
what kind of porn was it?
Right?
Wait. I only remember this was, oh my God, 2000 maybe, 99, wow. 2000. So it was like, I just remember there being a lot of pink on the screen. Like it was one of these old porn sites where this whole page was like pink or some weird.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other pink.
I'm offended by that.
No, but
see, you know what though? I think, I don't know, maybe I was born with it. I think working on Wall Street, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm numb. I'm numb to these things. I'm numb to these things.
Yeah, I think you are. I think you're right.
But that woman, if I ever saw her today, I'd give her my own sexual harassment meeting.
Your foot meeting her. No.
Yeah, in her face.
All right, back to Cuomo. The comment about playing strip poker allegedly came when Boylan and Cuomo were flying home from an event in Western New York on his taxpayer-funded jet.
Of course, they have to add that in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. October of 2017. He was seated facing me, she said, so close our knees almost touched. His press aide was to my right and a state trooper behind us, Boylan wrote. She said that after he made the crude comment, she responded sarcastically, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is that sarcastic?
That's weird to say that.
If you go, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I tried to play it cool, but in that moment, I realized just how acquiescent.
Big word.
Acceptable.
How acquiescent I had become. She said the harassment extended beyond just me. He made unflattering comments about the weight of female colleagues. He ridiculed them about their romantic relationship and significant others. He said the reasons that men get women were money and power. I don't even know why that's in here, because that's just, I don't know. Why else would you have any interest in a man other than money and power?
I mean,
it's
obviously,
not like we're good things to like.
We're really not, anything to look at twice.
We're a utility vehicle. We're just here to, basically, there's no beauty in any of this. And Frank and men in general.
I mean,
I have
it's not surprising.
I have such a low opinion of my wife because of her interest in me. So,
so do I.
You like me?
So do I.
So do I, Frank.
That's that here. And here's the other thing too. And this is a problem. This is what I've noticed with some people. It never really ends. It's not isolated incidents. Like these kinds of people,
right?
They chip away at people. You know what I mean? Like it's, it's like one thing after the next, until, before you know it, they've completely lost their sense of self. She said she tried to console herself that it was just words, but that Cuomo then crossed another line in 2018 after she gave him a one-on-one briefing on the economic and infrastructure projects at his office in Manhattan. She says, and I quote, as I got up to leave and walked toward an open door, he stepped in front of me and kissed me on the lips. I was in shock, but I kept walking, she wrote. After that, my fears worsened. I came to work nauseous every day, and then I resigned in September of 2018. Cuomo's office has denied the allegations, saying, quote, as we said before, Ms. Boylan's claims of inappropriate behavior are quite simply false.
That's messed up if that happened. That to force it, the kiss, your boss kiss you, it's
weird.
No good. That's a bad line.
Now, I will say that I don't know who this is. Caitlin Giroard, the press secretary who released the statement, issued a statement on behalf of 4 other Cuomo employees who'd taken flights with Boylan and Cuomo in 2017 that said, quote, we were on each of these October flights and this conversation did not happen. End quote.
Wow. Well, who would be the person to ask is she said that his aide or someone was sitting next to her.
And the state trooper.
And the state trooper was behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get them to say something.
I mean, if they'll even tell the truth, if they're not paid off yet.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, Cuomo denied that he threatened that Assemblyman Ron Kim, but we all kind of buy that story. You know what I'm saying?
God, yes.
Like, that was
I mean, is there proof of that? Who the hell knows? It's their word against. It's one person's word against the other person, right? At this point, with that.
That's why sexual harassment's stupid.
Yeah.
No, it's a serious thing, and if it happened, it's serious. If it didn't happen and it's bullshit, then That's also something serious that you shouldn't be.
We'll find out for sure, because either more people are going to come forward and or
speaking of coming forward. Janine,
yeah, I know. Sorry.
Very close.
My back is hurt.
But also, I noticed this a few months ago. Like Cuomo, he's done. He is being canceled. He's already on the train. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping.
They couldn't cancel President Trump, so all these sexual harassment things.
He's one of the rare uncancelable guys because he's got a lot of support. Cuomo, on the other hand, I'm not so sure.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. And he's a third termer, so he's not really. I don't know if he's going to run for re-election or whatever.
He can't just say it was locker room talk.
Hold on.
Okay.
Fam, are you wearing a button-down shirt with a sweater over it?
I'm very fancy today. In light of I'm trying to build the fantasy in my head of being sexually harassed one day by somebody.
Okay, you're dressing the part. You are dressing the part. Sir.
Yes. Yeah. Still not going to happen, but
I'm dressing the part of someone who has not put his Christmas shirt away yet.
By the way,
I like T-shirts.
Not that I hope to be. I'm just saying it's something that is like I could see winning the lottery. I could see, there's a lot of things that one can see happening in their life. Being sexually harassed is just not one of those things.
I mean, a forceful kiss?
That's effed up.
I don't see anything really wrong with it.
Are you nuts?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But there is something exciting about it.
So you're a married woman and your boss kisses you. Oh, okay. You're sitting over there. Got it.
Exactly.
So I had a point that I was going to make and I lost it. So go ahead.
That's what you said.
You love wearing Christmas shirts in February?
Yeah, it was something else though. Can't think of it. Moving on.
Oh, I know what you were going to say. You're going to say you're a married woman. If someone at work tried to kiss you? No, you said that to me.
Oh, no, but then I realized your husband was right there and you were just saying that for his benefit.
Oh, he's not here.
Then who the hell are you looking at?
I was looking at Fam.
Through me to Fam?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Makes much more sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah. People are scared. I think someone would be scared to do that to me.
To what?
To the throat?
I'll be honest.
To sexually harass you?
Like a forceful kiss? Yes.
That's effed up.
That's a huge leap. The forceful kiss. That's a big
Yeah.
I don't know where you get the balls to do that.
Yeah, I mean that's, and I know some women like that kind of thing, but
yeah, on Mad Men.
I remember
I haven't watched that show.
In film class, I'm in high school. In film class, we're watching On the Waterfront. And Brando grabs the girl and kisses her. And I remember the teacher going, "What'd you guys think of that?" And I remember raising my hand and going, "That was a little rapey. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but that was a little uncomfortable." And the teacher, he said to me, he's like, I know. He's like, that's not a crazy take. He's like, but I know women who say that's, that was like a incredibly, romantic and hot, steamy moment.
Because it's a movie and they know it's not happening to someone. It's part of the script.
It's part of the script.
And the person is aware of it.
Yeah. Also, it's Marlon Brando, who is good looking, and not Tim from Accounting, who's a booger. So that's also the other part to consider.
Oh, no, you're right. I think a forceful kiss, not everyone's doing that. People might say, you know what? Your tits look great in that shirt, but they're not going to kiss you.
That's true.
So you're for the tits comment.
I didn't say I was for it, but I'm saying that people are going to probably more say that than kiss you.
And may I just say, your tits look great in that shirt, Frank. I just want you to know.
Appreciate that.
I made the turn at the last second.
Right to me.
Hero Soap Company, proud sponsor of this episode.
Yeah, I need some soap now.
We do. We do.
Just in time for the Ghislaine Maxwell story.
It's always when it comes.
God. Oh, my God. How many more topics do we have?
73.
We're going to go rapid fire through these. Buy a bar of soap, and they'll send a bar of soap over to the troops. They are the exact opposite of Ghislaine Maxwell. They are wonderful, kind people who are caring, especially about those who fight for our freedoms. They also give money to charities that build homes for veterans returning from war. and you can get a subscription right now. Get soap sent to your home automatically. Use the promo code Anthony and save 20% on that. In a court filing today, Ghislaine said that she has no desire to leave the U.S. and said that she would be willing to renounce her foreign citizenship to eliminate any opportunity for her to seek refuge in those countries. Her lawyers also proposed that her and her husband's assets be placed in a monitored account to prevent her from being able to use the money to leave the country.
That's something.
This is how desperate this woman is to just, you cannot trust a person like this that is like, no, I swear, you can have all my money so I can't use it. And
But
you
it's not,
can,
I swear, I'm locking everything down.
there is no way somebody this desperate for this, it doesn't get out and sneak the hell away in some other way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just,
I'm sure she has friends or family that can sneak her out somewhere or another.
yeah. Yeah. Like she'll agree to anything. Give up the citizenship, give up the money, put the ankle bracelet on me, whatever it is. And I still think she would make it out. She would sneak out and they wouldn't be able to find her.
With the fake mustache and those glasses. It's not me.
Exactly.
That's a good impression.
It's not me.
So
it's a Mario. So she wants out. She wants out of prison.
Yeah. This is her third attempt at bail.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Her previous two were denied. So I'm expecting.
I mean, how many times can you make an attempt at just an unlimited amount of requests?
It might be.
Yeah.
It's denied. Okay, I'll try again tomorrow. Denied. Okay, I'll try again tomorrow.
I mean, at this point, she's almost there because it's almost March and the trial starts in July.
Yeah, but that's still, for being in prison, that's a long time to go.
Damn.
35 years to life she faces if she gets convicted for this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get. I mean, I'm no sympathy here.
All right, the Postal Service announced their next-gen delivery trucks. Take a look at this. These will be coming to your neighborhood in 2023. That is basically the most disgusting truck I have ever seen in my entire life.
Why do they have to look like, I mean, the front has that weird flat part.
For those that are listening, if you're looking at it, it looks like they turned a fedora into a truck. That's literally what we have on the screen right now.
And you know what? It looks like a postal worker would sit in there and ask if you want to play strip poker. Okay?
It looks like the front of the truck is getting a mammogram. That's what I'm.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer got to design his own car and it was the most ridiculous, stupid looking thing ever?
Yes.
It looks like Homer Simpson designed this UPS truck.
I mean, I know we got the original design from Europe. I believe it's a European kind of style. But we could go our own way with it now. It's the United States Post Office. We could change it. We can make them look like anything we want. And we go with that.
Yeah. This looks like somebody over at the USPS got jealous of the Pope Mobile and decided just to make a bigger, better one.
I mean, what's the benefit of having it look like that? I mean, it's the new generation of postal trucks. So what's new about it?
I'm convinced there's somebody over there that's just a big fan of podcasts and knew this would be an endless amount of material for people just like us.
That's true.
That's it.
Probably has his own podcast.
That's what I'm thinking. As much of a disaster as Cuomo is turning into, he is still not as bad as this USPS truck.
I am offended by that truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the new is it just the look of it, or does it like sync with my iPad or something? What the hell is it? What does it do?
Can you connect your phone to it? Probably not.
Is it electric?
These are all great questions that if I actually cared, I would have
He's
looked
like, hold on, maybe
I'm going to refer to our comments and say, do the research.
Yeah. By the way, big shock, nobody likes them. Nobody on the internet likes it.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the meeting where they dragged out a picture of that design and everybody went, yeah!
Yeah, how bad was the truck that got rejected in favor of this one? That's what I want to know.
There was a truck that got rejected. I think that was first draft.
I think that they had to design it Fast enough so they can not miss their sexual harassment meeting.
Yeah, 3 hours. It takes up a lot of your day. But it doesn't look that much different from the original, from the way they look now.
I mean, I guess not. But you know what it is, and this is why Amazon is killing everybody. Have you seen the Amazon delivery trucks? They're like sleek and that like nice blue color. Like they're all fancy, you know? They're all like kind of cool looking. Whereas this is like...
It's corny. It is corny. It's strip poker corny.
Yeah.
I guess they got to have their own look, and I get that. But these trucks, they look like they haven't changed since the 40s. They look like you get your mail and a crate of milk with it too.
Yeah. and it's amazing that we even still have mail. Like you would think that they would be really on their best behavior, that post office, in order to stay in business. And they're coming out with this.
You need the mail.
I think another 20 years and there won't be any mail.
Zero mail, you think?
Yeah, I think you know, it's funny because I was actually thinking about this today because my mother was complaining that someone we know did not get mail from 2 weeks ago. And she's just like, how does this still happen? I'm like, I don't know. But people are not going to be using mail.
I don't think I've ever experienced something being lost in the mail.
Really?
I've always got it. I've always got something I've expected.
No.
Or
things I've sent out have gotten lost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with Janine on this one because I've had to send money to people and I always go, oh, wait, you didn't get it? You're kidding me. That's so strange. I'll be looking into it.
Yeah, everybody blames the mail, but I think 90% of those claims are us just going, yeah, checks in the mail.
Yeah.
It's the user.
Yeah. I'm with Janine on this, and I'm not going to say this because every time we talk about doing a future podcast, we don't do it. But there's this new thing out there that I do want to do like a dedicated episode to that kind of goes along with this whole, like, we're not going to do the mail anymore.
What is it?
We'll talk about it later. It's very.
This is the last you'll hear of it. This is it.
Okay.
No, we're going to do it. It's a big one.
Hope you enjoyed that special podcast because that was it.
GameStop.
That little cock tease.
GameStop went up 100% today. All of the meme stocks that haven't done anything over the last couple of weeks, now all of a sudden out of the blue, GameStop is skyrocketing again. And
Did you get in on that?
I didn't get in on GameStop, but I got in on AMC. That made a massive, massive jump today. And I'm so happy because I never sold it. And I've been holding on to this stupid stock. And I'm
now
hoping,
why? Why did it go up
DQ on
today?
you.
I just held on to it because I'm like, you know what? These people who shorted this stock were all supposed to sell eventually. And if I continue to hold on to it, it'll come to fruition. And it was up. Let me see. It was up today 18% during trading, 21% after trading.
Whoa.
Pretty good.
So today it started the day at around $7.15 and it ended the day at $11. So it went up $4. That's a good day for any stock.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping tomorrow that continues to go. The NBA logo. So you've seen the NBA logo. It supposedly is Jerry West, who was an NBA player, and he's the white.
It's the silhouette.
Yeah. So Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn Nets Kyrie Irving wants to replace Jerry West in the NBA logo with Kobe Bryant.
Oh. That would be good.
I mean,
isn't it the same silhouette?
Is it going to be a silhouette or is it? I don't know. Yeah, it's like the same pose.
All right,
but it's going to be a silhouette or is it going to be a picture of him? Like
that would be a nice tribute.
I hate all of you. I am wholeheartedly against this nonsense. This is nonsense. All right, there's a couple of reasons why.
Let's hear it.
First point is, it's exactly what we're talking about. If they're going to replace it with a silhouette, who gives a rat's rear end what the hell the silhouette is. It's still a silhouette. By the way, there's never been any real like, oh yeah, that's for sure Jerry West. Like they think it's Jerry West, but nobody knows for sure. Yeah, I mean, even if somebody came out and said Jerry West, like the whole point of the stupid logo is this could be anybody. Like that's the point of the logo is like that's just a basketball player. It could be anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And also, here's why I'm against this. Like, I like new things. I like new technology. I like all that stuff. But we've got to have some traditional shit. You know, you got to have some things that are unchangeable. A couple of years ago.
Buttersworth.
What?
I said Buttersworth.
Different story, but okay.
A couple of years ago in the NHL. So in the NHL, right, they have all these awards that they give out at the end of the year. And it's all based on guys that are all dead, that have played the game like 100 years ago. And they had this idea that they would change the name of the awards to like the Gretzky Award and the Lemieux Award. And the idea was because the newer generations don't know who the hell these old hockey players are. But they know who Wayne Gretzky is, and they know who Mario Lemieux is, and I was against this because
I'm against that too.
The whole purpose of this thing is that you go, I don't know who's Ted Lindsay. Let me look him up, and then you learn about the past. You know, you can't.
Agreed.
You're making people lazy.
You mean
and stupid by changing something like that. So if that's Jerry West, if that's not Jerry West. I think they should just keep it the way it is. Like and that's a crest of a league. Just leave it alone. Third, if we're going to change the crest of the NBA logo to anything, and it's not going to be Michael Jordan, then explain yourself because that's ridiculous.
True.
It's because Kobe Bryant was a huge, he was a great player.
I get it.
One of the greatest of all. One of the greatest.
I get it. And it's a sad, terrible tragedy.
Yes.
It's an awful tragedy. But, like, give me a break already. Like, it just, name a street after him, retire both his jerseys, say the whole league can never wear 8 and 24 again. Great. I'm on board. Honor the guy all you want. But you're going to put you're going to change the crest of the NBA and you're not going to change it to the greatest player of all time. That's insanity.
Also, there's the argument of why do you care?
I happen to be
on the NBA.
I happen to be a silhouette expert, Frank, and this is right in my area.
Big fan of silhouettes. That you can't be swayed.
Silhouette challenge.
Silhouettes are deep in your. Oh, there you go. And I'll be damned if you're going to change any of these silhouettes.
You know what, Frank? Just throw down your pen and walk away, man.
You know what I think we should do?
Walk away.
As we look at the silhouette shirt that's available at the merch store at anthonyonair.com, I think we should change the middle one, swap it out for Kobe Bryant. Janine, what do you think?
That'd be
That
hilarious.
would be great. He would not like that.
I'm kind of for that. In an odd way. I'm in.
All right, and finally, we do have a surprise to announce.
Ooh.
Yes. Should I go get the surprise?
Yeah, go get the surprise.
All right, give me like 2 minutes.
The surprise is Frank bought another sink thing, and
I can't wait.
This time it's for the bathroom sink, so it's very exciting. It'll hold toothbrushes and soap and other soap things.
I love it. I have another question for you. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with you wearing the shirt and the sweater. Is the reason that you're wearing the sweater over
I thought the question was going to be, how have we let Frank get along with having a hanging shamrock on his door for almost an entire year that we're almost back to St. Patrick's Day
I don't
again?
even know. Is the reason because you don't want to iron your shirt?
Okay.
What is the question? Hold on, Frank. Hold off a second.
Okay.
It the reason why you're wearing a sweater over the button-down shirt? Is it because you don't want to iron
the shirt?
The button-down shirt. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it because the husband does the same thing.
Yeah,
okay.
That's exactly the reason. All right, Frankie C., what's the big surprise?
The big surprise is the newest member of my family.
Oh. Oh,
as the computer
whoa.
falls. Hang on.
Very excited.
Just trying to drag out the drama a little more here. Hold on.
That's what she said.
All right, we're back. Hold on.
Oh, look at that face. Frank got a
There
dog.
he is.
Aww.
There he is. This is Dexter. We just picked him up over the weekend, and he is 6 years old.
How is
And
he
he's-
nursing?
Oh, my nipples are chafing a little, but
Okay,
we're
good.
hoping to wean him off onto the bottom.
Yes.
Despite how cute he looks, he is actually a fierce possum hunter, believe it or not.
Yes, he's keeping all the possums at bay. And he's looking over at his mommy right now.
Is he trained, Frank?
He's trained.
Where does he sleep?
He sleeps in our bed.
Oh,
with us.
boy.
Let me ask you a question. Does your wife still sleep in your bed? Because the way you're holding that dog right now, it seems like there's no room for your wife.
There's plenty of room.
Okay. Just
Plenty
checking.
of room. I sleep on the couch, though.
Oh, yeah, I figured.
No, this is our little man.
How
And he-
old is
He's adorable.
Dexter?
He is 6 years old.
6 years old. My goodness.
How many people has he killed so far? Just curious.
Yes. 11
Look at
people.
that face. Look at the little face. Come on. That is the cutest face. So that is our little Dexter.
Oh.
And you adopted Dexter over the weekend, last weekend?
Yes, and we were very happy.
Yeah.
We had to drive to New Jersey, couple-hour trip. They brought him up.
Sorry.
He was in Georgia.
Let me echo Janine's sentiments. And no matter how cute he is, I wouldn't go to Jersey for anything.
Sorry.
It's just
Sorry,
the
guys.
worst state ever.
Yeah, the drive was like 2.5 hours. We drove there, and they brought him up from Georgia with a bunch of other dogs.
I don't know if you know this, but they let their rock stars drink excessively in Jersey and then drive around. So
that's why we went, so we could drink and drive.
yeah.
I figured that.
But
Was there any
yeah.
thought behind naming the dog Drunk Bruce because you got him from Jersey?
yes, but we came up with the name before. We came up with Dexter before that story hit.
Oh. See, this is why celebrity drunk driving cover-ups are never a good idea. We could have had an awesome dog name.
Look at it.
Look at him.
Oh, my God.
And he's
You
already
like him better
attached.
than I ever like my kids.
Oh, he's the best. Kidding me? I don't have to change him.
It's true.
I don't have to, bathe him once a month or whatever.
Now, does he? He's a Shih Tzu, so I have a Shih Tzu
Yes.
too, and my Shih Tzu acts like I'm an inconvenience in his day. He just wants nothing to do with us. He just never plays. He never really even runs.
Oh, he plays. He plays. He runs around. He has a little toy. It's a little lion. I hung it behind me last week, and now it's his little toy that we play fetch with.
Oh, that was the thing that you were hanging on the coat rack that everybody wanted for some reason. There was like
A little lion. Yep.
10 comments
my
that were
God.
like, can we get that thing from Frank?
It's a dog toy. It's I got it at Petco.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, congratulations there, big man. Dexter's
Thank you,
adorable.
thank you.
Very, very
we love him.
nice.
We're very happy. He's
Yeah.
a good boy.
Now, when you adopted Dexter, did he come with another dog that you could subsequently give away on the podcast? I'm just asking.
Not this time, but that would have been a great idea. I should have done that.
Yeah, you should have.
dogs.
That
You
would
should
have
have,
been great.
Frank.
We could have gave away another sync thing and the dog. It would have been just a hell of a show.
What's wrong with you, Frank?
Hey, we still haven't given away the sync thing.
That's true.
What the hell?
The winner
announced
disappeared.
but she hasn't gotten back to us.
Yeah.
Melissa Crowder.
In March,
Oh my gosh.
in March, we'll re-give it away to somebody else if Melissa never comes around. All right, we'll leave it there. Congratulations to Frank and his wife on Dexter. Very, very proud of them. Congratulations to Janine on setting the world record for being responsible for the most sexual harassment meetings. It's been
Congrats.
one hell. I'm on an esteemed panel. I'm very honored to be joined.
I don't
by
want to
you
know
two.
what that trophy
You
looks
should
like.
be.
Yeah. We really, Frank nailed it. Forget the shirt. We should get Janine the trophy. Most sexual harassment meetings because of me award.
I would like to thank God above everyone. Without him, I don't know how many.
Yeah. You got to thank your mom and your dad for never being real parents and raising you the right way. That's also a big part of it.
That is true.
That's true.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Your brother for being one of the most disgusting individuals I've ever met.
Oh, man. If our friends had an HR department.
Yeah. I mean, if you think Janine's messed up, you should see how great she turned out compared to her brother. That's the thing.
And I'm the older one.
It's a miracle.
You keep forgetting that.
I do keep forgetting that. Yeah.
So just think, I taught him everything he knows.
It's terrible.
Maybe I should.
I shouldn't say.
Yeah, you should.
Can
you tell the story about the gum, the sitting in the gum?
If I had a dime for every time I've seen your brother's nuts.
Janine's brother loves to play this game where he pulls his. Oh my! This is such a sexual harassment story where he pulls his
warning
scrotum out of his pants and goes.
No, not out of his pants. If he has a hole in his jeans,
he pulls it out of the zipper.
No, it was a hole in his jeans.
Or maybe the time that you saw it, but the 456 other times I've seen him do this bit, he just takes it out of his zipper.
Just a word of advice: never play golf with him. There's no rules.
Why?
For some reason.
No.
He'll just whip out anything and show you anything.
Go ahead, fam.
No, but he won't pull his member out, just his sack.
Oh yeah.
And for this bit, and then he just goes
for this bit, right?
I sat in gum. Can you believe it? And you go to look down, and then of course the sack is hanging out of his pants.
And you go, what? That doesn't look. Oh, come on.
Basically,
if it's the first time you're falling for that.
Actually, he did it at work once, and one of the guys fell for it, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna go get you some ice. I'll be right back."
That's not true.
No, it really is. It really is.
Oh my god!
This will be a fun game for all the guys and the husbands and wives or the husbands and husbands listening and watching, because they'll all go, does it really look like gum? And you can test it out now and have a little game for yourselves and see. And it does actually kind of look.
How
like
many
gum.
people are going to be sitting in gum tomorrow just because of this podcast?
You're welcome. This is the ultimate home version game, though. Don't play this at work.
Don't play this at work.
Yeah. Oh, my brother definitely played it at work.
Only play the home version. That's the only acceptable way to play that.
Hun, can you help me?
Yeah, I've seen that your brother has done. To give your brother credit, though, he lets that rest for a while before he brings it back out. Like, so he'll let it that will lie dormant for like 3 years before he does it.
I think we're due.
Again. We probably are coming
keep
up.
an eye out, is all I'm saying.
This summer. This summer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. There's something wrong with him. But do you remember when my brother and your brother Frank took pictures of their member with a wedding? You know how they leave like cameras on, like disposable cameras on the table for weddings?
Yeah.
Yep.
My brother and Frank's brother took pictures of their members and left
on those cameras. Yep. So that's
when
a lovely
the pictures
gift
were
for the
developed,
bridegroom.
yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
What a dumb idea those days were. Let's leave cameras on the table so everybody could take their own pic. Like everybody, there couldn't have been one wedding or Sweet 16 that didn't show up with sack pictures at the end of the night. Yeah.
Oh God.
That's what they're made for.
It's such simpler times.
Do they even make disposable cameras anymore?
They do.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get them developed? You have to send them somewhere?
Right.
You have to have your own darkroom.
I guess so.
It's the only way.
Back in the olden times.
All right, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you guys watching or listening wherever you're watching or listening from. Thank you so much. Clips channel, merch store, links to Hero Soap Company, all our past episodes over at anthonyonair.com. Go check it out.
And just send us